I am going to do my first harvest of the season for peppermint and lemon balm. I did harvest a little bit of lemon balm last week, but there is more I need to harvest. I'm also going to harvest some thyme as well as oregano. So I got a couple different baskets here, and I thought I would show you how the harvest is going. So let me take you along. So as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of peppermint in here, and there are two different kinds of peppermint in here. One was just a basic peppermint that I got, and then another one was orange peppermint, and they've been growing for a couple of years now, and every year I plant more. So in the back I had planted one that I showed you guys. I planted a second one, and then in the front I planted a third one because my goal is to fill this entire thing with just peppermint. Although now that I say that, I'm not sure how I would get into the garden to harvest, so, well, I don't know, we'd figure it out. I'm not sure how well you can hear me either. I did purchase a microphone to go with this camera. This is the Insta360. So I have an attachment coming for the microphone, so I thought I'll try it now, see what it sounds like, but I will sound better next time. So let's get harvesting here and try not to step on anything. Let's start with the mint and the lemon balm. There's some oregano here that's huge. It's taller than the peppermint, and I'm really impressed with that. I didn't expect it to grow that much. I have to say, the oregano this year grew better than it ever has. And this is going on my third year of this oregano plant, and it just kind of exploded. So I don't know if it's because we've had such a wet season, and that's why. I'm not too sure, but they look great. And the rule I use for harvesting my mint is that as long as it's over 6 inches tall, which a lot of them are, I'm harvesting it, but not cutting it all the way at the bottom. You know, I'm kind of going like maybe 2/3 down, and I'm not cutting all of them either. Any that are shorter, I won't be cutting those. And what's great about mint too is it grows back really fast. So, oh, it smells so good. I did read online that if you wait to cut your mint until it's just about to flower, it's the strongest flavor of mint that you can get. I thought about waiting, but I think it's going to flower pretty soon. And kind of today was the day that I had time to do this. So today's the day I'm doing it. My mint went crazy and went outside my fence, which I'm totally fine with. Wow, look at these. How tall. Oh, they smell so good. They're so refreshing. And I like using mint in my peppermint salve, but I really like using it in teas and infusions, in sun teas. And what I found was 2 years ago, I had mint. It was the first time I had it. I didn't get a lot in the first year harvest, and I ordered some organic peppermint dried online, and it is nothing like your fresh peppermint from your garden. I don't know if they harvest it too early. I don't know, but it was really bitter, and it just didn't have a refreshing taste. And then my mint came back last year. I cut some, I dried it and used it, and it's so sweet. It has such a sweet flavor. So I am absolutely hooked on homegrown mint. Is the way to go. Depending on where you live, we had so much rain this winter. We didn't have a lot of snow. It was mostly rain, which I like. However, our spring was really, really wet as well. I mean, there was a point where every day it rained for like 2 weeks. Didn't rain all day, but it would rain every single day. And because of that, this year the slugs are really bad. So I'm kind of have to stay on top of the slug patrol because my carrots that I planted, I thought maybe I did something wrong. I thought I planted them wrong. And I came out a couple mornings ago and I realized the slugs were eating them. So they ate 5 of my 8 canvas bags worth of carrot greens that sprouted. I was not happy. So I kind of have gone on a rampage and started annihilating slugs, which I feel really bad about doing, and I know I shouldn't, but that's just me. I feel really bad. The lemon balm, when I go to harvest that, I'm going to do that last, and it's because when you harvest lemon balm, it gets soft pretty quickly, whereas the peppermint, the oregano, the thyme all stays pretty hard, you know, it doesn't get like wilty. So I'll harvest the lemon balm last, I'll take it right inside and start prepping it to hang up. Alright, so I harvested the peppermint. As you can see, about half a basket, which is amazing. I'm so happy. Now lemon, well, no, I said I was going to do lemon balm. I get carried away. Now let's do oregano. And I've got oregano in a couple spots. I have oregano here. I have oregano over on the other side, which I will show you. And then this year I planted another 4 oregano plants because we use a lot of oregano. And I love oregano for all of its medicinal properties. It's not just about cooking with oregano, which I know most people think of Italian cuisine. It's not even that. Oregano is so good in infusions. If you have a scratchy throat, if you have a cough, if you have a sinus infection, if you have an allergy problem, oregano is just such a powerful herb to have on hand. I love it. I find that I actually use it more in other things than in cooking, which is pretty neat, actually. I see some peppermint I missed, which you're always going to find peppermint that you missed. Okay, so the oregano, when I harvest, there's more peppermint. When I harvest oregano, I harvest it so that I don't go all the way down. Again, I go halfway down, maybe 2/3, and harvest it. As long as I see some more flowers coming in, I will harvest it in that spot because you want it to continue. By the way, do I think you have to cut your oregano or any of your herbs as carefully as I am? I really don't know. I've heard you need to be careful when you cut them. You can't just go in and start hacking. However, I've seen other people who just go in and start hacking and their herbs come back every year. So you do what you like. I like to have a little respect for my plants and my herbs, and I'm not saying you don't have respect if you're not careful when you're cutting, but I like to show them a little bit more respect. I appreciate everything that they're doing for us here at Witch Hollow. I thought about harvesting everything over the weekend, but considering it's going to be a long weekend, although I think I have plenty of other things I'm going to be trying to do over the weekend, and harvesting herbs is probably not going to be one of them. I think I had mentioned in another video that Mr. Witch and I are runners, and we're into running season now, and that means there's a lot less time for everything else because of running. So, you know, right now we're running 32-mile weeks, and we keep ramping it up. So this week will be 37 miles by the end of the week, and maybe the week after that 40. So it's hard to find time for other things. This oregano over here has spread really well. I'm very happy with it. kind of creeping in to everything, which is great. Roman chamomile is coming in now. If you ever smelled Roman chamomile, the greens, rub your fingers on it and then smell. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's not the same. Well, this is just me. So, ever since I was little, I've always had an obsession with the smell of tomato plant leaves. And I even remember it, but my mom always reminds me that when my grandmother would plant tomato plants in the summer, we'd go over and all I cared about doing was going up and rubbing the leaves and then smelling my hands. So I have a thing about that. But Roman chamomile leaves smell fantastic. So something I should tell you, when I plant herbs, they are perennial. The first year I plant them, hope you can hear me with the wind, I don't harvest them usually at all, and I just let them kind of do their thing, and then I will harvest the second year. And it makes a huge difference so that when they come in the second year, there's so many of them, and it's really bountiful, and the plant comes in looking way healthier. So that's why I have so many herb plants, is because it's kind of like I like to plant some every year and just let it kind of sit for a year so that the next year now it's bountiful and big and beautiful and I can plant yet another one. So I think what I'm going to do now is harvest the lemon balm. I'm going to wait to harvest the thyme till tonight, and I'm going to go inside and prep all these, wash them, and get them hanging to dry. And then tonight, when it cools down a little bit, I will harvest the thyme, because right now the thyme's in the sun. I don't really feel like being out in the hot sun. It's pretty toasty today. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I hope you can see it well enough. Here is lemon balm and peppermint, and this is just oregano. Hope it's not too dark. Okay, we have our 2 full baskets. So what I'm gonna do is get a bowl of water in here and start rinsing these, and then drying them, and we can hang them. I'm gonna start with the lemon balm just because, like I said, that wilts quickly. And if you're wondering how you tell your peppermint from your lemon balm apart, if you don't have the peppermint that has the purple underneath, green peppermint, as you can see, the leaves go to a point, whereas a lemon balm, the leaves are round. It is much harder to tell once they have hung to dry. They're both shriveled up and it's hard to tell without rubbing it and smelling it. So I like to hang them separately, but that's how you tell the difference. The pollen out there today is next level. My eyes are so itchy. Let me get a towel. And I like to rinse them in a bowl of water. I bang them out a little bit, put them on a towel. So I have string and twine from last year that I always used to tie my herbs up with. I like to reuse them. Why be wasteful? So I'll just gently pat these dry. And as I go along, I will need to get new fresh towels out, because obviously everything's pretty wet. Something else I like to do when I have a lot, which looks like I do here, I'll lay a batch out like this. I grab another towel and just put it over top. And then as I tie, I will just unhide them so they have a little bit more chance to dry. I don't put a lot together in a bunch because I want to make sure I get a lot of airflow. So let's see, how many do I have here?
I have 8 here. So I'm going to put 8 together, bang them out just a little bit more, get off the excess water. And I'm going to put those 8 together. And there we go. And then I'll just collect a whole bunch of them and then hang them up to dry them. Real simple.
So, since the sun isn't out, I have 2 things to do. 1, I want to water the garden in the back. And 2, I want to see if I can get that thyme harvested before it rains. So, I'm taking you along with me.
Thank you so much for joining me at Witch Hollow Homesteading today. I hope you found this video helpful and inspiring. I will keep giving you updates on our garden as the season progresses, and I hope that all of you are having bountiful gardens as well. Happy homesteading!